The Bulls are coming. The Bulls are coming. I feel it. Rock it. Yeah. Up goes the cryptos. Welcome everybody to another episode of Savage Cash. Here with me, Superman, your superhero of cryptocurrency. Wow. The Bulls have returned. But is it temporary? We're going to find out in this cryptocurrency episode, exploring the possibilities that actually a big bull momentum's coming, the bulls are back, everything's going to soar after we hit a potential bottom yesterday. If you're excited to know if that is the case, or actually is there going to be another bearish period that's going to put us in another lull, and smash up the likes, give us a like spike in appreciation for what has happened in the last 24 hours. I did say to you yesterday, and I'm not going to make it one of those I told you so type situations, but it is always a good time to accumulate when you can see the values of altcoins and even Bitcoin, when you can see the values are so supremely down that even if they go down further, it's still a great time to get it, because sometimes you never know when that bull momentum's going to come and all of a sudden those prices are gone, zip, gone forever, and you can't get them. Also, if you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button for a daily video on cryptocurrency. I'm going to now make sure that I'm live. Probably should have had this all prepared already. Let me check. Racket. Yes, I am live. Excellent. So, let's see who's in. Smash up the likes, peeps, by the way. Smash up the likes. I love you too, Craig Phillips. I love you too, Karan. Yo, Blood, Tom Paul, who I apparently owe a beer to. I don't know why or how, but if I see you, you can get a beer. Yo, Kelvin Tan. Yes, I know, for the first time. I made it. Yes, well done. Well done, Wen. Thank you for making it. Yes, I'm in red today. Somebody did say to me, oh, I think you'd suit red. And I thought, well, you know what? Let's make a difference. Stop wearing blue all the bloody time. Wear some red. So I'm wearing red. So, what do you think? Like it or not? So, let's go straight into the action. Look at the market today. Market cap 329 billion. I think an injection of around 65, 70 billion has come back since yesterday, and it's thriving. It's thriving. It happened pretty much immediately after I went live yesterday. It all just soared. And there were so many amazing sell prices. If you take a look back on yesterday's video, I went through the top 100 and some of the top 100 to 200, and the prices were just insanely great. And today we are seeing massive double-digit green everywhere, pretty much. I mean, the only one that's not is Tether, for goodness sake. And that's the opposite situation of how it's been, because that's normally either zero or a little bit above. But actually, everything is really soaring today, because all of a sudden, the bulls have returned, bullish momentum has returned, almost like positivity has been restored. The sun is out, it almost feels like spring is coming. It's almost indicative, actually, today. Yesterday it snowed violently. It brought pretty much where I live and most of the south of England to its knees. And now all of a sudden, sun's out, melted it all away. Everybody's happy, everybody's positive. And it's just reflected in what's happened here. It appears that positivity has returned. So I was on ye old Coinergy earlier, doing a little bit of analysis, and at the point at which I was looking at this, and I put my trade lines, obviously the trend lines go across 3 points of contact at least, and I plotted my trend lines, and I was thinking, right, okay, so we're going to have either a breakdown or a break up. What happened down here? This was yesterday. It soared over yesterday, and then it went up to, it went up to kind of 8,500 I was looking at kind of last night, and then it's just kind of gone up and down between these two trend lines, waiting for it to either break down and go below and maybe come back to the bearish area, or actually have a bullish movement and break out. And it did break out. It's a little bit of red right now. There seems to be kind of a little bit of support around about 8,550 or so, and then it kind of spikes up, and then there's a bit of momentum again, and you can see that's reflected right here. Now, does this mean that we're out of the woods yet? Not necessarily. Okay, not necessarily. There's a huge number of people, potentially, the people who look at cryptocurrency news, that look at cryptocurrency news and think, right, Twitter ban, ban on cryptocurrency ads. Right, that means that the market's going to go down. Or they see, right, a favourable G20 summit, quote, right, the market's going to go up. and literally think that the market is dictated by, with the market news. It's not. The market is literally dictated by the massive whales in this game. They have tremendous amounts of money. And what they can do is they can essentially bring the market down to its knees if they want to, and also make it surge if they want to. And what happens is when they bring it down to their knees, people are fearful. When they bring it up, people join the game and start buying. Hence why the time to buy is down here in preparation for something like this. Now, there are pundits who are saying this is still going to go down, this is a dead cat bounce, or it's a bull... what's it called? A name escapes me right now. Bear trap. Bull trap. So bull trap basically, right, leads you into this false sense of security. Everything's going up and it may go down. It may still go down before it goes back up. But I am eyeing bullish momentum fundamentally. So this looks like a really good time for cryptocurrency to start cleaning up its act. I am all for self-regulation. I'm all for just cleaning up the act. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the news today. Cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex is going to use special tools to crack down on market manipulation. So market manipulation obviously pees some people off, where people have insider knowledge and they essentially trade on it before anybody else knows. And this allows, I suppose, the people who are the last to know, mainly the newbies or the ones that don't look at what's happening in the cryptocurrency game 24/7. This is a preventative measure to stop market manipulation from happening. So global cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex has partnered with a market surveillance company to try and stamp out market manipulation on its platform. Try and identify and investigate manipulative behaviors and suspicious trading practices on its exchange. Great stuff. This is great. I like this. I like, proactive measures being taken. Another one to kind of start cleaning things up. Bittrex plans to remove 82 tokens from its website. Okay, so they're going to delist the token wallets related to these tokens from their website. Again, it's just a clear out. It seems to be just a nice clear out. Let's start tidying things up. And I think one of the reasons why is because, well, let's face it, the exchange market has become a very, very competitive area. Okay, we've got decentralized exchanges literally booming right now. They're not really a used thing at the moment, but the kind of expectation is coming with the likes of Nex, with what's the other one? Synergio or something? Can't remember its name. And there's some more decentralized exchanges coming, like Blockport, and it's become a competitive game. Now, the centralized exchanges such as Binance, KuCoin, and Buybox, they are really surging. About 7 months ago, Bittrex was the main one, and also Poloniex, and now nobody uses them. They're hardly used, and I think Bittrex, in a way to try and become competitive again, are going to start clearing out some of the rubbish coins that they've got on their website. Literally, if you really want to get your hands on some of the cryptocurrencies that you can't find anywhere else, you'll typically find them on Bittrex. And Bittrex has been one of those exchanges that has been annoying newbies, making it difficult for people to register. And so they're going to be removing all of these coins. A lot of these I don't even know. Mostly don't know any of these, okay? So it's not a great big loss. Metal I know of. I'm surprised at Metal, but the rest of them don't even know. So I think they're just getting rid of some of the crap that's been on there in an attempt to be more competitive and make this game great again. So I'm loving it. Now, something that you can't actually ignore is what's happening with this G20 summit thing. Okay, so in Argentina. So I have been sent this on Twitter. I saw it literally just before I came live and thought, this is quite interesting. So what they're looking to do is they're looking to, I suppose, propose how blockchain is kind of treated moving forward, how it's viewed moving forward, and what they're kind of saying, yes, we're in favour of this for the blockchain, and no, we're not in favour of this for the blockchain or cryptocurrency. This is all really good stuff. But fundamentally, what's come out of G20 is that the cryptocurrency doesn't pose a risk to the financial system, and that it's not viewed as negatively as maybe it has been, or how it's been kind of, conveyed by the media. Okay, so this has just been a kind of overarching theme in light of what's coming up. It's basically taking place over Monday and Tuesday, so there's nothing really to report at the moment. But cryptocurrency market has received a much needed adrenaline shot in the form of positive statements emerging from the upcoming G20 summit. So basically what's happened is there's a momentum, there's kind of positive momentum. But that can just as easily be struck out and people are like, oh, the cryptocurrency market is going, it's dying, and it's never going to be the same again, blah, blah, blah. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out. But fundamentally, at the heart of it, this is a game controlled by the whales, and when there's demand like there obviously was demand here and demand here, you also get sell activity. And there's going to be people that bought down here, have been really burnt recently and are trying to get some profits because they've been burnt, and it's finally good to see some money returning to the wallets, particularly because there's still a lot of talk about a bear market coming again and it going down to 5k or 4k or stupid kind of, predictions like that. I think if at worst it could go down to the very late 6,000s. As I said, my position remains unaltered. I still think a bear market could come just before it becomes bullish again, but it may not at the same time. It may not. It may come a point where actually the bull momentum and the buying back of cryptocurrencies and, well, altcoins and Bitcoin could actually succeed and quash the bearish movement. Okay, so we're just going to have to wait and see. So, while I've now covered that, like the news, let's see what you guys are saying. Talk about G20, I just have. Not a lot else really interesting. So, okay, so I'll move on. Somebody just asked, where's Crypto Crow? I think he's coming back to YouTube. He had his account hacked, basically, his Gmail account hacked. And Gmail is what you use to sign into YouTube. And he had that hacked. Somebody managed to get in and I think delisted his videos or something. But YouTube are returning his videos and he's going to be back. So, all good, all good. Good morning, Michelle. Michelle's here. 880 when Supo coin. That is still in, kind of development at the moment. It's out there. You can buy it on an exchange, but you wouldn't find it on CoinMarketCap because there's not enough volume on it. But it is kind of going on in the background. So, don't worry about it too much. So, what have I been doing? So, I have allowed people to send me some questions. I almost regret this because every time I do this, Paul Faulkner wants a shout out. You've got your shout out. Every time I do this, I get some ridiculous questions, and I obviously have continued to get more ridiculous questions. So, just going to go through this as best possible. So, it looks as if I've been botted on this thoughts on Axpire. I know there's so many people wanting me to cover Axpire, and I've said that I will. Axpire was really low yesterday. This at ICO was, I think, about 8 cents. I don't know for sure. Can't remember because I didn't really care for it at the time. This is obviously spiking because this went super low yesterday, but it's still, significantly below ICO price. So what is Axpire? Axpire is basically this spend management system. It's like a DApp on, using the blockchain for the spend management system. We're building the world's first blockchain-based spend management system. Blah, 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 blah. Benefits of Axpire, yada, yada, yada. Removal of human manual process. So it's just spending. It's just business spending. And eliminating all the, I suppose, the admin involved in business spending. Reducing cost of operational management. Making it, I suppose, automated. I know one person in the team, and that person so happens to be the founder CEO of Ethos, and I think this is a big reason why a lot of my community in particular really like it. I looked at it, it doesn't excite me, okay? Just being brutally frank, it doesn't excite me. But then I am very hard to please when it comes to ICOs and cryptocurrencies generally. Very, very hard to please. Apparently these guys have a good team. Our vision is simple. Businesses waste money. We help reduce waste and improve profitability. In more detail, we enable seamless spend management in real time through secure blockchain technology and machine learning. So basically 2 buzzwords, blockchain and machine learning coming to spend management so they can then sell this to some big partners. And I know they've got some big partners certainly lined up. I know the team have been working with some big businesses like the IBMs, the Microsofts, big IT businesses. And they're looking to sell this as a value proposition, okay? So it's ERP system. So Expire is ERP basically. So yeah, so it's interesting. Okay, it's interesting. I need to probably do a little bit more research on it to give a definitive answer. It's not really one in my mastermind group. I have said, guys, what's the actual pain point here? Like, I am attracted by pain points being solved. Okay, now Ethos solved the biggest one, hence why I can't wait for that. And we all know it's going to be great. But spend management, as a person that this doesn't really affect, I need to see evidence of the pain and how significant a pain is this. Do businesses really need this? I should imagine bigger businesses have probably higher operational costs, so they probably do need it. But is this 100xer? Probably not, in my opinion. Over time, it could be, because over a very significant period of time, particularly when you consider right now it's 3 cents, this could be. You never know, but I don't know. This could be one of those ones that die out. I don't know. So, Mark has answered. I think I've given enough time to that. Have you taken a look at Low-Key Network? I haven't. I've not even heard of it. The only Low-Key I've heard of is the one about trademarks and stuff. So I don't know what Low-Key is, to be honest. I loaded this up in preparation, but I have no idea. I think it's privacy, though. It's privacy-based. Private transactions, decentralized communication. Transact privately. So I'm imagining this is to be able to make transactions without personal information being transmitted. Privately and anonymously. There's loads of privacy coins out, so I don't know. There's lots of people that really like Deep Onion. So what is the point? Financial transactions are personal. Take control of your transaction data. Empower yourself with the ability to reveal your personal information only when desired. This is the essence of privacy. Account balance, privacy, peace of mind, complete anonymity. Communication. It's a messenger as well. So it's a messenger linked with a privacy coin. Okay. So past technologies are not allowed for strong communication privacy, but electronic technologies do. Take control of who sees your messages. Decentralized capabilities, blockchain technology, and a layer of powerful service nodes to route information. Cryptographic encryption. It does sound interesting. 150 mil supply. Sounds good. I don't know if this is an ICO or if this is something that you can buy on an exchange. I don't know anything yet at the moment. So have no idea. If you're interested in it, have a look. There's a big appetite for privacy coins. John McAfee said at the latter part of last year, anybody who holds privacy coins is going to make bank. And I think that is a big reason why people really like this. I'm not going to do an in-depth analysis now because I don't necessarily think that there's a huge amount of demand for this just yet. But let me know in the comments, do you want me to cover this? Looks like a very young team. Look very young. It doesn't say anything about years experience, which would really help. Instead, you have to go and look in LinkedIn profiles or GitHub profiles, which GitHub profiles I don't think are the best places to look. Don't know any of these names. CEO of Blockchain Lab. Kanya. CEO of Kanya. I don't really know too much about it. Advisor at doc.io. So, don't know. Interesting. So, interesting. So I hope that you were pleased with how much I covered about that. Looks interesting. It's a messenger. Stop the fake Expire votes, and that got a hell of a lot of votes there. Mark's answered. Smash up the likes, by the way, peeps. Smash up the likes. Let me just see how many likes you guys have given so far. Thus far. Because this is a great day, and I think that this stream deserves to have the likes. 388 likes is pathetic, peeps. Smash them up. I'm joining you like smashed. There we are. Done. Done and done. 1.9k people watching. Loki, next generation privacy protocol will leave Monero, Zcash, Dash, and Verge biting the dust. Fancy much? Interesting. It's very, very difficult to compete with well-known names. Dash is a very well-known name. It, is definitely up there. It's probably the leading, in fact, it is the leading kind of privacy coin. Verge has probably the leading community. The Verge community is absolutely ginormous, and I think has grown since Christmas. Zcash I've never been too fussed about, and neither Monero. So you never know, actually. I'll have a look at that. I kind of put down Ethland, because that had a very, very inexperienced and young team. However, that kind of exploded, so you never know. If this comes out in a bull market, like I said, I don't know what it is, so I don't know if it's an ICO or what. So if it comes out in a bull market, could really soar. I do like it, but needs more research. Let's go back. Credits is a future superstar. Yes, I've covered it. I've done a very, very detailed analysis behind it. There is some, FUD, I suppose, regarding, or not FUD, I suppose it's kind of legitimate concerns regarding the code that Ivan on Tech looked at, and the fact they use MD5 hash algorithm, which is a commonly used one and therefore susceptible to flaws. But as far as I've been led to believe, they've stopped using that. So, I think this is definitely a future superstar, and it's had a lot of press recently. Via me, I would say. But yeah, it's certainly a future superstar, yeah. But it's all about implementation now. Just because I've covered it, just because it sounds like it's really good, it has nearly 500,000 transactions per second, doesn't mean that that there's not still a lot of work to do and implementation to be carried out. So just have to wait and see how that one goes. Kanya, having a global launch in March, already acquired Bounty Source, which I've never heard of. JD.com partnership, 50% of circulating supply and hold all club. Most undervalued coin. What do you think? I've looked at Kanya, and to be absolutely brutally frank with you, wasn't interested in it. I think it's like a freelancer marketplace type situation, where if you need a piece of work done, you can contract somebody, it's activated by smart contracts, and there's a 1% fee that is given back to the business. So it's not my kind of thing. I don't really like this kind of app, in all honesty. Yeah, everything at the end of the day is going to be on a blockchain. But what we're looking for really is, we're not looking at, right, is this a great cryptocurrency? We're looking at, is this something that's going to deliver return on investment? If you put your money in, are you going to be delivered savage gains? Now, this was at one point $4.80 something, which is nearly $5. So it's gone down now to 30 cents from $5. So this has basically lost 10 times its value. A lot of value lost here. So if you like that kind of thing, if they've got partnerships coming up, this could give you some really good bursts of value. But most undervalued coin, no, don't think so. But there we are. Hope you enjoyed that. Fusion will be a mooner in the next bull run, working on partnerships and in talk with 20 exchanges. If you're not aware of Fusion, Fusion is basically an Internet of Values ecosystem. It's basically very similar to OneChain, similar value proposition. OneChain is more on creating an ecosystem, and Fusion is more creating the tech that will help the transfer system in the financial sector. And the key difference is speed and low cost. That's why I favour Fusion over OneChain. So yeah, I do think this could go up, but I think this has been hampered. A lot of what soared and then got hampered by the bear run, it really tampers with kind of momentum and general overall positive feel. But I think this is going to definitely survive the bear market and not be killed off. I think Fusion's going to be awesome. They've got a great team academically and business wise, so I think that they've got a really good chance of surviving and being a big hitter in the future. So yes, I agree. When are you going to ask the Bitcar girl out? She's not available, basically. She is literally married to Bitcar. So Mark has answered. What's your thoughts about the hidden gem Whisker? Never heard of it. Working product, Tinder of shopping. I'll put it down. I'm not, I've never heard of it. When I've never heard of something, it's normally not a good sign. So I'll have a look at it, and it may be worth. Do you think the market will continue to drop regarding today's G20 summit and the fact that Kobayashi still has 160,000 bitcoins to sell in order to pay back the people? I think that he's just going to be selling into buy orders. So I think that over time, end up swallowing all of that. And if the demand, like I said, it's a whale's game. There's more than 160,000 bitcoins that is going to be going into the buy activity. So it's going to get swallowed up. It's like one of those big sell walls that gets swallowed up. It's going to happen. So, I think that ultimately, it's going to cause little ruptures, but I don't necessarily think it's going to kill cryptocurrency. Eventually it's going to run out. So, and if the volume's really high, it's going to run out quick. So he's got to be strategic, I think, this Kobayashi. Regarding today's G20 summit, like I said, general overall feel is a good time for the whales to get in. The whales are about 10 steps ahead of the game. Okay, they're 10 steps ahead of any one of you watching. They're 10 steps ahead. They know what's going to come up before you do and before any press kind of publicize it. And so what happens is they know a bit of positivity is going to come, so they start to buy so that when the market surges, they can then sell some profits. That's what they do. The whales don't hold long term. The whales do buys and sells every day, make big profits. And obviously there's been a lot of profit to be made in the last 24 hours. So believe me, the whales are always going to be a bit of a problem, and they are always going to be the people that kind of drive up the momentum. But it's if the continued momentum from the entire market can follow it, will lead to bulls. So I think the market could drop. Don't think that I don't think the confidence is truly restored, but it will be restored. So ultimately, the bulls are going to come back and hard as well. Stupid questions. Don't know Celsius. Can I be bothered? Oh, whoops. Show us your Superman pose. There you go. Done. Somebody said, what's the next 100x coin? And I just answered it. Marked it as answered, unfortunately. What's the next 100x coin? Well, the next 100x coin is something that's got to have a great technology behind it, a great team behind it, and a really long roadmap. Plus, well, I say really long roadmap, I mean something that's going to carry it through the rest of the year. Some really good touch points that's going to release value, and it's got to have hype. It's a bit like Neo, okay? Look at Neo versus Zilliqa, okay? So Zilliqa, good technological product, obviously very credible, terrible marketing. As a result, goes nowhere. Neo, great product, may not even be as good as Zilliqa in terms of the performance and speed and scalability. However, marketing is absolutely on point, and they are working hard to get more and more ICOs, be the second to Ethereum, and eventually usurp Ethereum once more people actually use it as a ICO platform. So it's really got to be a case of having both. It needs the hype and it needs the technology. That's how you're going to deliver return on investment. Simple as that. Next up. Yeah, what did I buy during the dip? I did buy during the dip, yes. And I bought 3 cryptocurrencies yesterday. Took big positions on 3 cryptocurrencies. I got QuantStamp because it was under ICO price, which was to me the ultimate best time. QuantStamp's going to be ethos to me. It's just going to be a magical cryptocurrency. I'm going to help it thrive anyway, and that always helps. But I think QuantStamp, I just love that nature of the business. I really think it has value, which is what a lot of cryptocurrencies don't. A lot of cryptocurrencies and projects are Me Too projects. Oh, another privacy coin. Oh, another infrastructure. But it stands out, smart contract auditing. Brilliant. So I got a big position in QuantStamp. I got R-Chain yesterday because, as I said to you, R-Chain I've been wanting to get since about $2. I've never found an entry point. At 126 I was going to get in, didn't. At 118 I was going to get in, didn't. 88 cents was a no-brainer for me. And then what was the other one? Zilliqa. Got some Zilliqa yesterday as well. So, yes. And while I was just talking about Zilliqa, I do think they're going to ramp up their marketing eventually. Sometimes, like Ethos, they have me. Now, they didn't employ me or anything, but I just do it. I just market them because I love the product and I want there to be that product out there. But marketing-wise, you don't see them going out there doing the marketing. So I essentially am their marketing person. And Zilliqa, I think, will eventually are very similar to Ethos. They're working on delivering a great product. They're not necessarily focused on marketing. The community's doing that for them. So I got some Zilliqa. So those are my 3 buys yesterday. 3 big positions, and they are soaring today. So yes, good. Isn't QuantStamp going to be unnecessary if all ICOs will be built on other stronger blockchains than the Ethereum blockchain? No. I mean, basically what this is saying is firstly, that ICOs are just going to all of a sudden be moved to like the likes of, I don't know, Dragon Chain, Neo, Icon, Wan Chain, what else? Zilliqa, things like that, right? And it's all of a sudden just going to go away from Ethereum. It's not going to go away from Ethereum. Ethereum's got a massive developer network behind it. There's going to be so many ICOs built on Ethereum in the future, and there's more scaling solutions as well. So something I really like at the moment is P-Chain. That is coming out at ICO in the near future, I think. P-Chain is, and it's P, the letter P chain, not P-E-E chain. So basically urine chain. No, this is basically a scaling solution for Ethereum-based dApps. So there's going to be more released on Ethereum, but I think that QuantStamp themselves are going to be moving across being able to audit smart contracts on every single platform. So QuantStamp's going to be a lot bigger and better than what it seems like right now. So no, QuantStamp is only going to be more and more imperative in future rather than unnecessary. I see that as more projects come, as more blockchain-based dApps are created, then there's going to be an increased need for QuantStamp. And personally speaking, I have looked at some of the projects coming out. I get to have a look at some of the ICOs before they really launch as ICOs, because lots of them say to me, Superman, can you promote us? And I obviously say no, but I do have a look every now and again. And some of them I have seen say, oh, we were audited by X, whatever. And I think, I'm not interested then. If they were audited by QuantStamp, then I would know that is something that is worth investing in potentially, because I know their smart contracts are 100% like properly audited. QuantStamp is going to be the standard, the ISO standard, like the key standard in cryptocurrency. So no, I don't think so. Will Neo be 1K in 2018? Well, I think that there is going to be a hyper bull run. Okay, personally speaking, I think there's going to be a hyper bull run before the end of the year. So I think that Neo is going to be a 4-figure coin within the next year, but I don't know if it's going to be this side of 2019. But I do think that they are going to be that. Yes, I do think they're going to be that, and I think that Nex is going to really help it, particularly around about ICO time. So, yesterday was a really good time to get some Neo. And still is, to be honest, $67. But it could go down. It could go down. So you never know. But yeah, I do think that Neo, I think more developers are going to come to the Neo platform. I think Neo's going to have the scaling solutions like the likes of Trinity. So it's going to enable faster performance of dApps. So yeah, I think that Neo's going to be 1K certainly in the next 12 months. Certainly hope so. I think Neo are just going to be absolutely amazing anyway. And I think that the price that they currently are is not at all reflective of the quality that they are. So, asked and answered. Hopefully there's some more. Are you still confident on credits? Yes. Yeah, I am still confident. In fact, I'm even more confident because of what Ivan on Tech found out. Because I think that in order for a project to really thrive, it needs to have some criticism. It needs to have some eyes on it, making them answerable to, right, there are some flaws, you need to change, you need to kind of rectify them, and they are under a spotlight to do so. So yeah, I'm even more confident on credits. It's really soared since yesterday. So yeah, I'm really confident on credits, yes. Thoughts on Zebi? Yeah, I think that Zebi is going to be 100xer. Personally, I think that this is one of those amazing projects, personally. Amazing projects. I think it's going to be amazing. Get some. Get some when this comes on an exchange. Honestly, I will be. This is going to be massive. So yeah, thoughts on Zebi, really, really good. I've already kind of analysed it, and I'm going to analyse it properly. I think at the time when it comes out on the exchange. What will 100x first? QSP, Axpire, or credits? Well, I don't think Axpire. I think credits probably has the greater chance because it's an infrastructure coin and there's greater confidence in infrastructure coins. But I think that QSP will be a slower burner, but we'll get there. So there we are. And XBuy probably will get there over the course of time if they manage to survive and build some really good partnerships and get some really good organizations using their spend management system. But it is ultimately a D app, and these are things that, I'm not 1,000% behind. So there we are, asked and answered. Don't know what that is. What? It's ridiculous. I don't even think Ian Bellina is older than me, so I think it's impossible. Let me just see how the darkness has started to come in, so you're probably going to see bits of green screen behind me. It's quite irritating when you can see a bit of shadow there, but what can you do? He's not my dad, obviously. He's not my dad. Who owns CoinMarketCap, and how do you know you can trust the site? Well, an interesting one, this, because only a few, I think it was about a month ago or 2 months ago, did CoinMarketCap come to disrepute because they had done something regarding the Korean trading volume, and it skewed the numbers and made people think there was a crash when there wasn't. I don't know who owns it. And to be honest, I only use it as a barometer. I only use it to kind of see, right, what's the snapshot at the moment of the market. So it seems to be pretty reliable. If it proves to be unreliable, I'd use something else. But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to worry about it. It's not an exchange, is it, at the end of the day? The exchange is the be-all and end-all. Is Hashgraph a serious threat to all blockchains? I think that's meant to be threat. Yeah, I think it is, actually. I think it is a serious... I'm not saying it's a threat, but it's certainly an alternative. I went through Hashgraph and its associated benefits and flaws, and ultimately it's a patented kind of material, patented technology. Hashgraph own it, and you essentially have to go to Hashgraph to create a ICO or cryptocurrency project using the technology. But if they make it properly open source, if they make the technology open for people, then yeah, it's definitely a threat. Yeah, definitely. Really like it because it's really good on the scalability front and how it works. What do you think of the McAfee bet? Will Bitcoin hit $1 million by the end of 2020? I think that's hugely optimistic, but I do think it'll be I do think it'll be a 6-figure coin. Yeah, I do think it'll be a 6-figure coin by then, or cease to exist. No, I think it'll be a 6-figure coin by then. But will it be 1 million? Don't know. They're going to have an interesting... It's really quite funny because what's been happening in the market generally... What's happening? It's just auto answering my things. I think what's been happening is that the battle between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin has just kind of ceased to exist, and Bitcoin is just kind of there now. It's just kind of established now, and Bitcoin Cash is just kind of like a nobody now. So it'd be interesting to see what happens between that battle and if they can overtake Bitcoin eventually in the future. But no, I think it's a 6-figure coin for sure. Best altcoin for 2018 to buy right now. Difficult one to answer. There's so much choice. Let's have a look. Let's have a looky work. I think that in the absence of Wanchain, I think Fusion right now is a good one because it's only it's 50 million market cap, so it's half the price it was when I got into it, and half the. No, hold on. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's well, no, it might be actually. I think it's about 40 million less than when I got into it, 30 or 40 million. It was 80 million market cap. So I think this is really undervalued, and this is a potential belter. It really is a potential belter. I don't think it's just had a chance. It kind of grew during the bear period. It's not really had a chance to go. I think Fusion is a big one, but I honestly think that Zebi's going to be a biggie. You can't buy it just yet, but I think that's going to be a biggie. So, asked and answered. Also, Yggdrash. But that also isn't out yet. Oh yeah. So, I know what's happening. So basically, if something is upvoted beyond a question I'm currently on, then it will just replace it. Among the top coins, which one do you think will disappear in the future? Wow, that is one hell of a question. IOTA maybe? IOTA, I don't know how it survives. It's actually not great. I don't know how it's still where it is. How is it a top 10 coin? I don't know how it's there. The amount of negative press, if people think Credits gets negative press, then IOTA gets it kind of 100 times worse. It's still there. So, so I think that could die. I think Litecoin will... let's just have a look. Okay, so Bitcoin, that will survive. Ethereum, that will survive because they're going to scale and they're going to have hard forks and they're going to ultimately keep on performing. Okay, so they're going to stay there. They're never going to be usurped, but they're always going to be there. Ripple will always be there too, especially if it gets accepted as a method of payment as well as the banking protocol. Bitcoin Cash could die. Eventually, it could die. It could thrive or it could die. It could go one of two ways. Litecoin, I think, has got a very established and committed community behind it. That's not going anywhere. Cardano, I think, is going to stick around and be incredibly valuable in the future. Neo 2. Stellar, I don't really have a lot of time for, but I think that's got a pretty big community as well. I don't know how it's still where it is. It's only there because of its humongous supply, I imagine. It doesn't really need too much of a value for it to really move up. EOS will stick around. IOTA, I think, is probably the one most at risk of dying. Monero will stick around. Dash will stick around. Privacy coins are good. NEM, I don't really know. It's just kind of like been there and been around for ages, but I don't really know what it does or what it's there for. I'll have to do some research into it, but to be honest, it's so far high up the market cap, I've never been interested in it at all. Tron will go eventually, where people wake the fuck up, really. It's a bit like Digibyte. Just wake up. Eventually you'll realise it's a bunch of hot air. VeChain's going to be massive. Ethereum Classic is going to stick around. Lisk is going to stick around. Quantum will as well. And Omisco, I think, something could overtake that. And Nano, I think, is going to only move up, actually, personally speaking. That's what I think. So, yeah. So I think that's a good indication of what's going to happen. So I personally... My brother Sharmuta turns 5 today. Can you say happy birthday? Happy birthday, Sharmuta. Hope you have a good one. So yeah, so I think IOTA will probably disappear in the future. Encash thoughts. This is going to... Encash is basically one of those supply chain stroke RFID-esque. It's not RFID to my knowledge, but RFID-esque types of supply chain and... data tracking kind of apps, which I really like. This is mainly for retail businesses. So yeah, I do think that this carves its own niche. And it's really concentrated on the consumer rather than the product. So helping for businesses, retail businesses to better serve in-store customers. So I think it's a good one. I do think it's a good one, highly undervalued. Talk about BitDegree. I've spoken about BitDegree. I mean, the thing is it's not the right time, I don't think, for BitDegree to start shining. Okay, they are at the moment working on getting at least 100 quality courses on the platform. I'm going to be producing a course for it. This is going to be Udemy on the blockchain. Everything's going to eventually be on the blockchain. It's just going to be a case of what is going to survive and be the number one. So Amazon is like the number one e-commerce site. eBay is like the number one auction site. In the website world. Now, in the blockchain world, you're going to have number ones there similarly in a few years' time. And BitDegree is going to be like the Udemy of, in my opinion, think about it. What other education platforms are currently any good in blockchain? Academy and LiveEDU, never heard of again. They came out ICO. People were saying, oh, could this beat BitDegree? Never heard of again. So it's like... It doesn't matter. BitDegree are kind of out on their own at the moment, but they're working on delivering a great product. So no need to worry about BitDegree. It's going to be good in the future. Spoken about Expire. Spoken about Encash. Oh, if you believe as strong in some coins that you told us as you trust credits, Car Vertical and other coins, can you show them in your wallet? No, I'm not going to show my wallet because obviously being well known in the cryptocurrency space, people knowing how much I've got is only going to lead to trouble for me. So no. So, thanks for your attempt, but no, it's not happening. Super, I hear many people saying that well over 90% of all projects will die. What's your take on that? I don't think that 90% are going to die necessarily, but I do think that over time they're just going to be around and not doing very much in the background. Okay, so... Think about the cryptocurrency. Think about the websites that came out around about the dot-com bubble. Okay, they were looked at as the next best thing. They're going to be like the next big business. And what happened is some did really well, like Amazon did really well, eBay did really well, both around in like 1996. And then you had like Face Party. That was like a social network. Everybody thought that was going to be big. And then Facebook came along. Have you ever heard of Face Party since? No. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, that's similar is going to be replicated in cryptocurrency. They're probably going to be around and existing and having some staff, but I don't think they're going to be as big as they are during the bubble and during the boom that we've got now. Honest thoughts. They're not going to die. A lot will die. A lot will just not have enough money to sustain itself. But then think about it. With ICOs and with lots of cryptocurrencies launching via ICOs, having a huge stash of cash to burn through, it's going to take a while for them to die, but eventually they will die. So some will die, particularly the crap ones, particularly the casino-related ones, because I don't like them, or gaming on all that junk. But certainly the ones that are going to help blockchain and scaling in the future are going to do really well. Thoughts on ontology? There's quite a few on the whole trust-based blockchain type thing. So, and validation and personal verification. So it's good. It's good. I like it because it's Neo-based. That's always a good thing. But then again, so is the key. So, you know, it's I probably need to do more research on this because I haven't properly looked into ontology. I just know on a broad basis what it does. So, asked and answered. Omisko will be massive, mark my words. Okay. Yeah, so I've answered this one. I like it. I don't know many men who aren't, but there we are. What's the difference between on-chain and off-chain? Bloody hell. It's not often that you see a decent question being asked. So on-chain is basically transactions stored on a blockchain. You know, the transactions have to be confirmed and put in a block and read by the network and acknowledged. And all of that, and that's what leads to the slow transaction times. Off-chain is when it doesn't need to be necessarily acknowledged by the network and can just be a payment made via a channel between you and one other person. It's just a kind of micro transaction. These can be settled off-chain. Okay, so it doesn't need to be on the blockchain, doesn't need to be confirmed, and it's very, very fast and cheap, mostly free, to be honest. And that is what Trinity is based on. So off-chain solutions are like an extra layer. It's like a layer built on top of the chain to enable speed of transactions. So that's why, you know, Neo is certainly looked at as going to overtake the likes of Ethereum, because it's got the off-chain and on-chain advantages over Ethereum. Can you also say happy birthday to my cousin Mitnak? Hey, happy birthday to your cousin. There we are. Are we ever going to see, yeah, of course we will. That's ridiculous. Yes. It's so pathetic. Some of these questions are so stupid. Why are you a shell? I'm not a shell. Okay, so I mean, I think a common misconception is that I am paid to promote stuff that I don't necessarily believe in, which is a load of bollocks, right? You'd hear it in my voice if I wasn't believing in something. So you will hear me talking passionately about the likes of Zebi, the likes of Credits, the likes of Ethos, the likes of QuantStamp, Utrust, BitDegree, and all this lot, because I'm invested and I'm passionate about what they are looking to achieve as a vision, and I'm passionate because they've got a team that can bring the vision to life, okay? And idiots who aren't part of that community, so people who think, oh, you know, I'm not in it, so I'm just going to call Superman a shiller, you know, at the end of the day, they're going to always have this opinion. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You know, I tend to talk about projects which really do thrive, and we are going to see some really amazing projects this year. So, mark my words, stay with the Supo, man. Already spoken about this. Already spoken about that. Hope my son isn't watching. Future of Neo. I think the future's bright for Neo. I think the future's very bright. I think they are going to be I think they're going to be one of the top infrastructures. Okay, I think it's going to be very interesting when you see Cardano and EOS getting involved, when they are actually fully built, when they are performing super duper transactions per second, when they have got ICOs on their platform, and when they are getting more developers actually creating on these platforms. That's when you're going to see it becoming ultra competitive, and you're going to see probably about, I'd say it's probably going to come down to about 5 or 6 key players. Okay, so I think it's going to be, I think it all depends on transactions per second. So I think we're going to have to wait out for, you know, the transactions per second, the quality of what comes out on these blockchains, the ICOs, and really how well they progress as a project. So let's get rid of that crap. So it's going to be a case of EOS, I think, is going to be up there. Cardano's going to be up there. I think Credits is going to be up there. Neo's going to be up there. Ethereum's going to be up there. And then you're going to have some more up there. Icon's going to be up there as well. Dragon Chain, I'm not as bullish on. I don't think that Dragon Chain necessarily is going to be that great. They have bought an ICO out, which was pretty piss poor in my opinion. So it all depends really on infrastructure. Making sure that the project progresses really nicely and stays competitive, and that they launch really good ICOs and DApps. So what about EOS killing Ethereum? I think that there's going to be this battle between them moving forward. Ethereum has an advantage. They've been around for 4 more years, maybe 5 more years by the time EOS is actually created. Plus, they have got a massive developer network, lots of DApps, scaling solutions, and they've got forks coming up and improved versions, so it's going to be a very, very interesting time. But Ethereum isn't probably the best for gains. EOS is probably going to be the best for gains moving forward. So that's my 2 cents on it. I've answered this already. Credits probably out of this lot, and then BitDegree, and then Expire. Answered that. Just leave it, please. Stop asking about credits. Yeah. Is there an oversaturation of AI projects? Yeah, I think there is beginning to be one. I think there is beginning to be one, actually. One that I think is actually going to kind of stand out amongst a lot is Matrix Chain. Matrix AI, which I'll talk about. So, yeah, I do think there's an oversaturation. And I think that there's certainly... I think that what it is as soon as you have an AI mention of AI in the white paper, or a mention of AI on the website or value proposition, it's kind of a bit of a given at the moment. It's like, oh yeah, that's definitely progressive technology. You know, they are teaching robots to make it work in an automated way. It all sounds very interesting, but at the same time, it's now becoming a little bit saturated. To be honest, infrastructures are becoming a bit saturated as well. So it's going to be an interesting case. Some of them will die over time, but the crap ones that don't get any coverage. Already, so annoying. Substratum, yes, this definitely has room to grow. Loom Coin. I don't know what Loom Coin... I think Loom Coin is a bit like P-Chain, but I don't know. I've not really looked at it. I think Loom Coin is like a scaling solution for Ethereum-based DApps as well. So, yeah, but I think P-Chain's probably got better entry point, personally. But, you know, that's just my opinion. 5 safest coins to invest in. Well, the safest coins are going to be the large to mid market cap coins, because these are the ones that have... you know, got more visibility. They are obviously delivering on roadmap items, and they have they've got the communities. Whereas the small cap coins, which is where I go for, this has much greater risk but much greater reward and ROI. So for sure, 5 safest coins. You know, take your pick. So those are them. Happy birthday, Cos. Yes. Substratum will definitely grow. How high could credits go? It's difficult to answer. BitDegree, don't know really. I mean, I know I'm really their marketing at the moment. So you mentioned the other night that you can see our chain. Well, the reason... why has this happened? The reason why is really because of smart contract scaling. I think that is going to be absolutely massive when it comes to blockchains in the future. And the thing that I really particularly like about our chain is that our chain is going to fit with every single type of blockchain. So P-Chain, I think, is Ethereum. I think Loom is also Ethereum. Whereas our chain is actually for Neo, for EOS, for Ethereum, for Cardano, for Credits, for any blockchain. This is a infrastructure platform, scaling platform. So I think that's why it's got, real 100x potential. Current opinion on Utrust. Love it. Bullish on it. It's going to look like PayPal. It's going to be the cryptocurrency PayPal. So I think it's really, really great. So I can't wait to see the platform coming out. But yeah, I think that our chain is going to be absolutely enormous. And I think that the supply will enable this kind of valuation in the future. So yeah, asked and answered. But yeah, I think this is a really good scaling solution, particularly ones that are multi-platform. Love that. have 200k to invest? Oh, it's too many. And I don't give financial advice, so I can't answer this question. But I've given a range of cryptocurrencies that I think can do well. All is down to your personal opinion. At the end of the day, you need to be of the belief and have the faith it's going to go up, because that will enable you to hold. That's the best advice that I can recommend to you. 2 more questions. Do you think Bittrex are removing coins because the project owners of the coins aren't paying the $1 million? There's probably some politics. Bittrex have pissed me off. And I'm glad Binance have moved ahead because, you know, Bittrex are political. If your face doesn't fit, they won't list you. And certainly some of the cryptocurrencies that I know of that have tried to get in with, they have had a political disadvantage with the founder or a team member, and they don't get listed. So it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if there was some political things going on. But I'm saying nothing official. OneChain price prediction, short and long term. Well, I think OneChain's OneChain's interest levels have really gone down. You know, how many of you, honestly speaking, are really bullish on OneChain now versus what you were feeling about it back in December, January? This was like one of the hottest, and now Fusion's come out, Yggdrash is coming out, Zebi's coming out, and it's like, OneChain, WenChain, it's like, forget it. You know, it's beginning to lose. You know, I know it's waiting for that bullish time to really come out and thrive straight away. But actually, I think it will end up with it pumping and dumping and then having a slow recovery back up. So, yeah, so that's what I personally think. Some of these are ridiculous. So, anyway, so I think it will still 100x ultimately. But I think that it's going to be much slower than it could be. I doubt it. She doesn't need to cheat attention. Any coins under 1 million market cap? Loads. Take too long to go through it. So that's it. I think that's it. Price prediction. I think that Utrust is going to absolutely spike. And I'm going to help it spike. What's your biggest bag? That's a good one. I'll end it on this one, I think. Biggest bag, I think. All depends really. If we're talking about the actual monetary value of the bag, or if you're talking about how many I actually own, like in terms of coins and units. In terms of how many coins I own the most of, probably Car Vertical I own the most of. Then Utrust, Bit Degree, in terms of volume, like how many millions of coins. So that's what I would say was biggest bag from a units value. From a actual value, from actual how much it's worth, Ethos is either my biggest or second biggest, and Bitcoin. That's it. I'm ending it now. I'm ending it. So, I hope you enjoyed this. This was a good one, wasn't it? And in the meantime, while we've been talking, we've allowed for the market to go back up over Bitcoin price to go back up over 8,600. So, that's cool. That's cool. So, yeah. So, basically, a little bit of sun on the horizon. Is there going to be ultimately a bull market from this, or is it going to go down and then spike up again? Well, that is to be decided. That is what I'm looking forward to. So, yeah. Were you paid by Remy? Well, no. Obviously, they won the community vote, you fool. So, I mean, and the price went down after my review. So, if they paid for that, then that was a pretty bad decision, really. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to cover particularly in detail. If you think that there's something that you are particularly really bullish on, but it has real reason to. You know, you're not just bullish on it because you like it and nobody else does, like this Wisher or whatever. There's actually, you know, cryptocurrencies that have a really superstar team, really good project, great community, and just needs the hype. Let me know in the comments. I'd be very, very happy. Christine, no problem. I'm glad you're happy. I hope you enjoyed that. Am I a whale? Says allowed 89. In some cryptocurrencies, yeah, I am probably a whale, considered a whale, yeah. So, you know, but am I overall a whale? Nah, no. One of my best mates is actually a whale, you know, in the cryptocurrency game, best mates. He is actually a mega whale. Okay, so he has got values in excess of this Kiyobashi guy. So, you know what I mean? So, he's a whale. I'm nowhere near that. May eventually get there, who knows? But I'm not hopeful. He's been around in this game for about 4 years. So there we are. And he bought Bitcoin when it was worth cents, and he had the foresight to know that was going to be highly valuable. So yeah, anyway, so that's that for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that you... Did I take a position on Connect Job? No, I didn't in the end. Is Trinity 100xer? Potentially, yes, potentially. It's certainly going to help Neo be 100xer for me. And I think that my best 100xer is Ethos. I think that could be 1000xer, but you would have had to get in at ICO for that. Anyway, so that's it, peeps. Hope you enjoyed today. Yeah, there weren't there? So many nasty questions. Hope you enjoyed today. BBM people are saying that is likely to come up soon. So yes, thank you for joining me today. Hope you're feeling happy today. Hope you've enjoyed this Savage Cash episode. And I'll see you next time, peeps. It is lights out, all out.